Hi everyone, it's Mark from Brave Auto International. I'm running a little bit late, so I'll get underway and I'll tell you what I'm driving today. It is the smoothest car on the planet. It's what it is, it's a 1991 Toyota Soarer UZZ32. I don't know if you know much about them, but with the V8 Soarers they did a UZZ30, 31, 32, and the 32 they only made 700 of them, somewhere around that anyway, and it has active controlled suspension, and it's the smoothest drive you could ever drive, go for a ride in, I suppose. This vehicle, not only being a rare model, it's actually a grade 4, really clean, done 42,000 Ks from new, and it smells, feels and looks like it's done 42,000 Ks. Been garaged all its life. All the rubbers around the windows are all good. They haven't dried out or anything like that, which is a normal sign for a vehicle that's not garaged. So what I'm doing, I'm just taking it for a road test. As I said, it was bought out of auction for a customer in the US. We're going to store it for him for free until I think it's the middle of next year. So during the road test, what I'm doing, I'm just checking the gearbox to make sure everything's right, the car's not overheating, brakes are working, and general road test. A couple of things I can tell you about Soarers. I've had a lot of experience with buying them over the years. We used to buy a lot of them for the UK market, and then Australia, then Canada a few years back, and now obviously it's starting up with the US. So I couldn't tell you how many I've bought over the years, but I must have bought 500, 600, 700 at least of the Soarers, including the twin turbo and the V8 models. Okay, common problems with them. There's a door trim here. They crack up front here along, and you can't see them, I don't know why I'm pointing anyway. But anyway, the door trims crack on them, and so you got to make sure, because the doors are quite heavy and you got to slam the doors. You've got to make sure the door trims are good in them. And this one here is like brand new, I suppose is the easiest way to put it. The other thing with them is they've got a dash system that lights up, and it's like a I don't know how you describe it really. It's like a 3D type look thing. If the battery in the car is getting tired, but for an example, if you can start the car still and starts up no problem at all, but if the battery is tired, the dash cluster won't light up. Okay, now a lot of people think there's a fault with the cluster, so what they usually do is they'll go and buy a new one or a used one and replace it, but it's actually the battery in the car. You've got to have a real good battery. Like I say, if it's just dropping down a bit on amps, you'll find that the cluster won't light up. Okay, so for an example on this one here, okay, when I first got it from the auction, the dash cluster didn't light up. Okay, put it on charge, and after a while the dash cluster's lit up. Doing the photos and then of the vehicle, the dash cluster, because I've had the doors open, and which has drained the battery a bit, the battery's sort of dropped down a bit. So when I first hopped in it, just now, the dash cluster wasn't lit up, but now I'm driving along, dash cluster's lit up, and it's because it's now got enough amps going into it. Okay, so anyway, for this customer who's bought this car, there's no use changing the battery here in Japan, because no doubt someone will leave a door ajar on the way to the US. So when you get the car, change the battery. Don't panic when the cluster doesn't light up. That's the reason why. So anyway, I will turn around here. Jesus. Truck there blows coming on my side. I'll tell you a little story a little bit later once I drop this back. Why it sort of gave me a bit of a fright. So I'm just checking this under load now, see what it goes like. And hang on to everything. Just going to give it a brake test. Jeez, the stop's good. Okay, I'm just going to run it down to low in the gears. Just want to see it go up the gears manually. Okay, it's right. Overdrive off, overdrive on. It's going to wind the window down a bit here, it's a bit hot. The aircon in it is not cold, it needs regassing, but it all works, and when I say it works, I can hear it engaging. So yeah, as I was saying, that truck, about 2 years ago, I was in Australia for a couple of weeks, and I was in a pickup truck on the passenger side, and a friend of mine was driving, and the guy coming the other way was in a 100k zone, was texting, and the traffic in front of him stopped, and when he looked up, he seen the traffic had stopped, and what he did was, instead of swerving to the side of the road, he swerved directly and hit us head on. And you know, me and my friend survived, but makes me very nervous now of people. I'm always watching people coming towards me, make sure they're concentrating. Okay, so that's that one anyway. So that's a 1991 Toyota Soarer. I'll just move it back a bit and I'll give you a quick tour around it. The other thing with these as well, the doors don't open really far, so they feel funny. Like you notice if you looked up the photos of them, you'll see you can't take a broad picture of the door wide open, because that's as far, I don't know if you can see in the camera, but it's as far as they open. Anyway. So Toyota Soarer 1991, really nice looking car, absolutely clean. BBS alloys on it, which they were actually a factory extra, and new in 1991. It's got a height control thing for the suspension as well, you can raise it up and down. What I'll do is I'll just quickly turn it on, which is there. And it'll start to rise up. So I'll go further around. See, it's getting higher in the front straight away. Back's going up as well, I can see it's getting a bit higher. Go around once more. See, it's getting a little bit higher in the back. Takes a little bit of time to go up. The front's going up. Okay, anyway, thank you guys, and move on to the next one.